All right. Pep Talk UK, Pro Beez, once again. Lockdown? Nah, you better be ready for a shutdown. I'm delighted to be joined by two infamous characters once again. Tyan Booth in the building, and also Mr. Baby Ting, Dean Whyte. What's happening, fellas?
All good.
All good, man.
Yeah, Tyan, man. I need some of that Echo Falls, man.
You said two infamous characters, yeah. So I've said a lot of dodgy things on the internet, but what has been said? What have you said?
No, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really say anything too much. I just keep my counsel. I just talk on the boxing matter and keep it pushing and try and do this business right now, man. You know what I'm saying? But who knows?
You keep it boxing.
Yeah.
I watch interviews, man. You just keep it boxing. You keep it professional.
Thanks
But
very much.
some people like me just struggle, you know, with that level of professionalism. So
you know what?
To slide, man. And then
I like your thing. Your things, yeah, you got a bit of controversy, but that sells at times, you know what I mean? And you know, you're very hilarious. Yeah, I'd say with your Echo Fools, man. I wonder. I was saying to Pro Beez, I was saying, bro, I wonder if you got the sponsorship. Yeah, they're giving you the free crates.
They don't want to get involved, you know, because exactly what I was just saying. You know, if you're really professional, you know, media friendly, you'll get those kind of corporate deals, but.
Yeah, of course.
You know, when you're a bit dodgy, they're not having any of you. But I got a sponsor still the other day.
Man.
Okay. So obviously, the situation is you got your Patreon website now.
Got that. You need to get on it, you know, because you know when I was on YouTube, I'm back on. Well, you know, the first time I was on there, I had about 3 million views, and I was getting paid about £100 a month. So you can't really live off that kind of money. It's no good, is it? Are you selling your merch now, both of you two, yeah?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
trying, man.
So you're selling, all right?
Hustling, man. Bit by bit.
Let me interject quickly. Sorry. So the Patreon thing, how does that benefit you more? Do they have to pay to subscribe or something?
It's about £2 a month. You know, for the hardcore viewers.
Yeah.
Like the average person who's videos, they're not gonna move over, you know, to the paid site. But I only need like 1%, you know, the audience I was getting on YouTube.
Yeah.
So like if I was getting about 50,000 views, you know, on YouTube, what's 1% of that?
Yeah, it's a little cheese for you, you know what I'm saying?
What is it? Is it 800?
What did you say? What are you basing it off? What number did you say?
I'm saying if my views got 80,000 on YouTube,
yeah,
like 1% of those came over to my new site, Patreon.
Yeah.
You know, that's like 1% of 80,000. That's 800, isn't it?
Yeah. Or well, something like that, I'd assume. What is it? No, 10%. If you said 800,000, 10% would be 8,000.
80,000.
Oh, 80,000.
So 1% of that is 800. So 800 people giving you £3 a month. You know, that's $2,500 a month. Anyway, get that on YouTube.
Okay, okay.
Because your content's quite good anyway. You're quite funny. You're very controversial, and obviously you know you're boxing because you're a former professional. So you know, like you give a lot of smack talk. So it's quite funny. Obviously, I get bare jokes of your thing anyway.
Yeah. There was talk of the comeback time. There was talk of the comeback, man.
A comeback.
Yeah, there was talk of a comeback, man. You getting back in the ring.
Who was talking
a while ago?
About that. I don't want to come back at all, man. Boxing's too hard. Like I say, you know the money that I get from this Patreon. I'm not even showing off. I'm just telling you facts. You know when I boxed Chris Eubank, I got about $2,000.
What?
You know what kind of stupid money is that for getting in the ring with somebody who nearly killed Nick Blackwell? What kind of stupid money is that?
$2,000.
I got $2,000.
Can't believe that.
And I'm boxing on Channel 5.
This man.
Okay, makes a bit more sense now. I forgot that you was boxing. Yeah, they don't really have that much of a budget and money, but still, when you look at it, like you said, obviously, Nick Blackwell nearly paid the ultimate price. You know, as fighters, you go in there, you understand that, you know, your life is on the line and you could be harmed really, you know, detrimentally. And lucky, praises to him that obviously he recovered and got out of there. But like you said, you went in there now, had a little tear up, and you gave a good account of yourself and only came away with $2,000. It's not the greatest. Normally people get, if you fight on like...
hey guys, let's talk about boxing.
Okay. Yeah.
That's boxing talk, man.
I know,
sorry,
really, you interjected right in the middle of what we was saying. No,
sorry, bro. Sorry.
What you mean is that to talk about a specific topic. That's what you mean.
Okay. You know what? To be fair, this morning I saw a tweet from Andy Ruiz Jr. saying that 5 million was never offered and that it was clout chasing by Dillian. I sent you that message. I'm like, bruv, what is the 411, as they say out there, on this whole 5 million offer?
Yeah.
Would you know?
Well, I don't know anything, to be honest. That's why I don't even know. Maybe I was meant to reply. Sorry about that. I'm not replying, but I was all over the shop. I don't know much about it. Eddie alleged that he put in an offer to them, not once, but 2 offers. Dillian stated the rest of the team and said he was offered the money. So why am I going to go against the grain and say they didn't? I don't know. I'm not in, their business dealing. I do definitely know they wanted to make the fight. And Eddie come online before and stated that he tried to make the fight not once but twice, because they offered initially, if it was in the UK, it was it 1.5 million? And if it was in America, it would be 5 million. That's what Eddie said a few months ago. If we go back and check some articles. So, Andy's saying whatever he's saying. I don't know. Listen, this is boxing. The job for these guys to do is market and make things relevant and go back and forth. For me, it's not even interesting right now because that's not the target that's in front of him. He's fighting Povetkin. So for me, I'm not even paying it too much of attention right now. Whatever he does, he's a big man. I let him do his own thing. But I mean, at the minute, I don't know. Andy's been in the dark place. As you notice, he changed trainer from Manny Robles and stuff. Now he's come back and he seems to be a little bit more vocal. Obviously, that's probably because he started to train now and he's probably getting in some form of focus. His professionalism's come back. So now he's talking up the thing, thinking maybe I can drum up a fight for the end of the year after the Povetkin fight for myself. So who knows? But I can't see these guys lying or making up things and figures, you know what I mean?
Hey, Tyan, I mean, a lot of people have talked about this fight being a barn burner, but I mean, for what's going on online, I mean, if these two collide, Dillian Whyte, Andy Ruiz Jr., it'll be kind of tasty, don't you reckon?
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. What he's talking? It's just long. I know I'm tuning in, when they're about to make their way to the ring. We've heard too many times of fights, that haven't happened. Like obviously like Kell Brook Khan, that's boring now, isn't it? That's old news. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It'll be a good fight though, won't it? But Ruiz, you said he's back in training. Is that what you said?
I saw some clips online.
He's putting up photos from years ago of him hitting a bike. Saying he's put back in the gym.
Possibly.
It's fake news, man.
It's possible.
The mastermind games. You mentioned Kell Brook, right? There's still a lot of talk about Kell Brook and Crawford. I mean, obviously you're in Sheffield. What's the word out there?
You know what? People saying Kell's stupid, for trying to get that fight. Well, when he boxes Jojo Dunn, people slag it.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't win, can you?
And that's the show business.
But with Terence Crawford, I know obviously he's ranked as one of the best in the world. But let's face it, in his last fight against the other guy, the Mean Machine guy, there were signs of vulnerability, Tyan, don't you reckon?
Hey, wait a goddamn minute. You are cheeky. That guy was a very good, very strong, very durable, technically sound boxer. And he was, So I think he maybe never gave him the credit he deserved. And obviously it was a little bit more competitive what people thought. But listen, this is boxing. Someone else in there who might have went in there would have made it even harder work for themselves fighting that guy. So I wouldn't look at that as, because that was an undefeated guy, wasn't he? He was undefeated, that guy. And I think he was a decorated amateur as well. So people are looking at it quite wrong, to be honest. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion, anyway. But hey.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, do any of us know his name?
Kowalskis or something like that begins with a K. It's a long, like Eastern European name.
You know, Crawford might have underestimated him. You know what I mean? Because we don't really know him, do we? I've never heard of him. So it's one of them.
Yeah. But, you know, I thought Kell Brook performed really well. I mean, that time I was up in Sheffield the last time at the Sheffield Arena, I thought Kell Brook kind of rolled the clock back, man. He was switching in between stances, Ingle style. And, yeah, he looked half decent at 154. He was looking good.
Yeah, but again, who is that Mark DeLuca?
Yeah, that's a thing. He seemed quite strong, though. He did seem durable.
Fights, you know. I like Kell, but I can't really get up for these fights, you know, where I don't know the opponent.
Nah, you know what I mean? I think, yeah, I think he's got it in him to win another world title, but I don't think he should be coming down to 147 again. Do you know what I mean? I think he needs to stay at 154, but I guess he wants the big money fights.
And I think, to be honest, I think he might be a bit too small for some of them guys at 154, the truth be told. You know what I mean? But he did struggle at 147 to make the weight, because he seems to you know, a bit big for the weight. But I don't know. Being up there, I don't think he's the tallest chap. I don't know. I swear one of the Charlos, he's quite big for that kind of weight as well. Imagine him fighting the likes of him.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Tyan? What do you reckon of Jamel Charlo against Kell Brook?
You know what? I think Kell should just fuck it off, you know. I think he should just call it a day, man, because it's like, you know, he's won a world title, hasn't he? He's made that money. And, you know, when he lost to Spence, that was a tough defeat, you know, mentally, psychologically. So, you know, if he has another one of them, you know, it could send him over the edge, man. I've been listening to a few boxers get interviewed, you know, like Dave Allen, and there's a lot of people looking depressed, you know, during these times.
No fight, no pay.
So, like, mental health, it's no joke, man. You know what I mean?
You know what?
People train in the gym and look after their bodies, but you know, the mind, it's like you have to look after that as well. So I think some boxers, they need other hobbies, you know, outside of boxing, because when it's over, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, that's when the depression kicks in, and
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When it's over, you can become a world-class trainer. I mean, Mayweather's got ideas now. He wants to become a world-class trainer.
Yeah,
some can do it, some can't do it, though.
I can't see it, you know, because people think good boxers make good trainers, but it's not like that, is it? It's not like that.
Hey, Dean, I'm just trying to imagine Mayweather trying to train Gervonta Davis. I mean, you remember what happened in Las Vegas, right? With Gervonta Davis in the club, Dreas.
Yeah. He was moving mad in there.
Yeah. You think from what, like, on the basis of what we saw, you think that's the type of guy that would listen in training?
Do you know what? But when you're talking about all great, he's probably going to listen to the advice because he's seen it and done it all. But I still believe there would be some issues with maybe ego, because he's obviously a champion already and so on. And he's making money now. Once you start to make money, these guys seem to lose their way a little bit. The hunger, the desire goes once they go with the car, all the blings, all the birds. Like they say, it's hard to get up when you're in silk gowns and whatever and stuff, or silk bedrobe or whatever it is, bed linen, whatever the saying bloody is. But what I'm saying is a lot of these guys become millionaires and things change for them. The hunger, the desire, it does change. Like Adrian Broner, we've seen him. He's a prime example of someone who had all the talent, all the ability, and kind of let it go on the wand. And now he's a sort of yesteryear guy who goes up against the so-called elite and always comes up short. You know what I mean? I don't think any time he's actually stepped up, he's beaten any of the elite guys. When he was at 130, 135, he looked unstoppable, you know? Going up 140, 147, it just weren't happening, man. Maidana smoked him. And then that was the real undoing of the whole spaghetti junction system. And then it was the Pac-Man. You know, like, yeah, man, I beat that boy. I beat that boy. I did it for the hood. That's hilarious. Yeah, so
He,
you know,
he,
let's hope we don't
he
go that
had
road anyway.
he was talking about making £135 to fight David Haney. Now he's putting a bit of timber, man. The last time I saw him on Insta Live,
Yeah,
that's going to be hard to do, man.
he's never gonna
What do you
make
reckon,
it.
Tyan?
That's the thing, though. That's what I don't miss at all. You know, the dieting. Yeah, man, that's hard, man. You know, now I'm just comfortable. You know, just eating and just. It's the same with Ruiz. You know, if he couldn't lose weight to defend his world title, how's he gonna fucking get down? You know, get in shape for? Is 5 million a lot to him?
He's made a lot more so in the two Joshua fights, so I don't know if it is enough for him, you know.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
And that's before tax.
I'm just trying to imagine a podcast with Adrian Brown and Tyan Booth. That would be fire.
Yeah, man. I don't really follow that guy, you know. I just heard about him, you know, with them 15-year-old girls.
What kind of 15-year-old girls? What's that?
You didn't hear about that? You didn't hear about him texting a 15-year-old girl?
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, the little rapper one online or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember something. I don't follow him. I don't really follow many of the American boxers and stuff. I don't really follow many boxers, period, actually. You know, and yeah, I do follow some of the up and coming ones. I don't follow many like that. You know what I mean? I'm just in my own business and minding my business, doing my thing. They're doing their thing, and I respect what they do. But I just, you know, I just kind of browse on Insta and stuff and put up little pictures here and shit. But yeah, those guys, yeah, I haven't got no time for them. Their thing, their culture and our culture and things are totally different. Our mindsets are totally different to them.
Would you make of obviously I haven't spoken to you guys about, what do you make of the Haney comment the other week, you know, about what he said?
I think it was a bit ridiculous, man. He's a young man, you know what I mean? But he's overstepped the mark a little bit, I think. Maybe he didn't mean it in any kind of malice way, but maybe he was acting a bit gassed or whatever for who he was around. But it's a really silly comment, man. He's a young boy. He's very talented. I know him and his dad, and they're cool. But yeah, it wasn't needed to say. I just hope he doesn't go the way. He's making a lot of money now. He's blinged out. He's done his old railings and that. He's his good old nashes he's got now, and he looks the part. And he's a two-time world champion. So I just hope he knuckles down and concentrates and doesn't go, like I'm saying, any of that route with Adrian Broner, and concentrates and maybe tries to fulfill his potential.
Yeah, but I'm saying,
Did you
like,
make the comment, Tyan? Yeah.
can you not remember that Bernard Hopkins said the same thing?
Exactly.
You can't remember
Zach
Joe
Kawasaki.
him up. You can't remember that, no?
Maybe he doesn't remember that. Yeah,
2008. 2008. Yeah.
Yeah, figure out in 2008 he was a baby, so you know.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, you know, these tweets that what did he say? He'll never lose to a white man. Yeah. How old is he?
That's what he said.
I think he's 20.
21.
Yeah. You
21,
can't
I think. Yeah.
that against him, you know.
Yeah.
Because you know Umar writing those dodgy tweets. You know, he was like 18, 17. You know what I mean? So you can't hold a grudge, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people are throwing him under the bus, you know, and fucking. They're basically fucking him off, but he's just a kid, wasn't he? You know, when I was about 17, there was no social media around. So I could be an idiot and get away with it.
You know,
cameras.
Kids of today, they can't really, you know what I mean? If they write something when they're young and dumb, people will hold it against them, you know, 20 years on. You know, Umar, he goes to university, don't he? So, you know, when he applies for jobs.
Yeah, he's a uni student. Yeah.
When he applies for jobs, they're going to check his social media history, you know, and all this will come up. You know, these dodgy tweets that he wrote. So, you need to watch what you put online, man. But when I was a kid, there was none of this. So I could be stupid and get away with it.
Yeah.
But then, like, social media is good, you know, the internet, because, you know, if there was no internet, I won't be able to get a TV show. You know, I'd be getting paid. I'd be getting paid every week to do, like, boxing videos. So the internet's beneficial in a way, but it can also mess you up, you know, if you're not, like, responsible.
Absolutely.
No, definitely.
Billy Joe Saunders doing that video about beating up women.
Yeah. Became a cropper, mate.
But he's made that money already, hasn't he? He's already won his world. It's not such a big deal for him.
Has Billy been in and about Sheffield?
Yeah, I was about to, when my channel got closed down, he messaged me, like offering me money.
Okay.
Saying what?
Yeah, just offering me money all the time,
For what though?
Because my channel got closed down, innit? So he thought I'd be struggling financially. And when I got banned from boxing,
okay,
he was offering money then. So that guy, he does dodgy things, on camera. Like teaching men how to beat up women. But behind the scenes, he's a good guy, man.
Yeah.
He just got that dodgy humour.
No, you got to understand his wit and his humour. And obviously, if you're from the UK, you would kind of understand it. Like I said, our mentalities and our humour is totally different. Our even wording, how we pronounce stuff and how, our slang over here is totally different to theirs. So it's kind of like, it's just two different worlds apart, innit? So if you know what Billy Joe's about, you knew there was humour and banter behind that. But obviously, everyone's taking it a little bit, OT. There should be someone maybe obviously checking his Instagram stuff or prepping him on some of the stuff when he does it. But, unfortunately, that's what happens sometimes when you want to be the funny guy.
I got a good idea. Maybe Tyan can manage Billy's social media.
I got a strike the other day off Instagram.
Okay, what happened?
I'm on 2 strikes now, so one more strike and I'm off there.
Strike for what?
Because I said the word faggot.
Okay, goddamn.
Do you know what I mean? But what's your definition of the word faggot? It's a man who's acting cowardly, isn't it? It's not a homophobic word for everybody. So it depends on the meaning of the word. But I got a strike, because he classed it as hate speech. So I need to watch out with the words, man.
Raw.
You got to keep yourself in check, old Tyan. You know what I mean, fella? Well, you got to keep it together, mate. We want to see you on there getting your paper, giving us some entertainment and doing your thing. You're good at what you do,
Hey, lastly, Tyan, would you make it a horror and an anti-fouler situation? I'm just picturing you as a special guest referee.
How do I think it would go in a street fight? Fowler's got it, hasn't he? Fowler.
It's too big. It's too big. My man's coming up from 135, 140. My man's at 154, probably like a middleweight. Fowler's a big old unit. It's just not a fight. It's not. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. I don't know about what was the beginning of their argument or their dispute. But it's not a good fight if you're talking a matchup. Maybe on the street is something different. If if they fight on the street and he's got any martial art experience, you know what I mean?
That's what I need, I need that ground game.
Or Muay Thai.
I need that ground game. I think the ground game is the main one, Yeah,
no, that MMA stuff, the rest of the man, them holy, bro. Trust me, they are strong, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Remember,
that Khabib, like the bear Khabib. You don't want to get held by that little small man, Sambo.
He's only about 10 stone as well. Imagine if he was like a heavyweight, like 17 stone.
If that guy grabs you, he could be 10 stone. He will feel like 100 stones with the way he's mulling you. Them little Sambo wrestling, man, they're strong like bloody hell. And all of their power is for them to pull you down and keep you down and press. It is mad. It's mad.
You remember when Joshua put it on?
Put it on who?
You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Oh, what, he put it on you?
Did you enjoy that?
I was laughing when I heard about that.
Yeah, that gave me an adrenaline rush,
Is it?
Yeah, man, my heart was kind of pounding. I was getting a bit excited and a bit worried at the same time. Huh?
Was you scared?
No, I wasn't really scared, I got like mixed feelings.
You thinking I might kick him in the ghoulies?
I need some takedown, man. I need to learn that ground game.
All right.
You remember that day?
That was a little while ago, man. I mean, look, boy, you know what? Men had a conversation. You know, two men had a conversation, man.
That's the thing. He didn't even want to talk. You know, like he just walked off. He called me a clown. He didn't want to talk, man. You know, like a man.
Do you know what? I kind of see you as if with a red nose, you look like a good clown. You know, like a white face.
Oh.
You know, when he said it, you should have said, you know what? I make you right. You know, I might be a good clown actually. Let me do my white face, red nose, and I'll go back to the drawing board and do some more funny stuff.
So who's winning, Fury or Joshua, if they ever fight?
It's gonna be Fury. You know, does Joshua hit? Do you think Joshua will hit him as hard as Deontay did?
Do you know what? Styles makes fights. I believe that fight will be a better fight than that particular Wilder fight. I'd like to see what the trilogy is going to hold for us if Wilder's going to learn from his mistake. I still see Fury winning that quite convincingly, but I think Styles make fights, and I think it's going to be an interesting and unique fight when those two meet, and it's just about what kind of style Joshua adapts and what kind of style Fury adapts. But if you're talking about skill set, Fury is an absolute genius in the ring and possesses great skills with someone who is, you know, as 6'10" and how big he is, you know what I mean? Boxes, can press forward, can punch. Not major, excessively punch, but I mean, he can sit in the pocket and fight, and he can box long. He can do it all. Joshua now, he used to be a big puncher, strong coming forward. Now he's adapted the style where he's boxing from long and trying to catch them. So it's an interesting style of when it actually goes down. For me, I'll sit on the fence. I just want to see a great fight when it actually happens. After they fight, the winner first fights Dillian Whyte. The body snatcher is waiting. He's been waiting. He's waiting his turn. He's still waiting. 1,000 and odd days waiting for his opportunity. You know what I mean? So really and truly, it is a fantasy fight for people, but also, you know, the WBC needs to do what they're meant to do to give Dillian his shot.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap up, man, in a minute, but who's the #1 heavyweight, man? You guys. Obviously, I know what Dean's obviously going to say Dillian, but what are you saying, Tyan? Who's the #1 guy?
What do you mean? I don't think I'll just say Dillian. Listen, Dillian's right at the top with a bunch of guys. What you got to look at is he hasn't won a world title. What I look at is obviously you look at the Gypsy King beat Vladimir, which was the king, and now he's gone and dethroned the little monster, the power puncher, being the bronze bomber, which not everyone was scared. Dillian wanted to fight him, but he didn't get that opportunity. And then you got Joshua, who's probably faced more renowned fighters for me than the Gypsy King. And just like Dillian's faced more top 10, 15 fighters. So it's kind of a pick 'em. But obviously you're going to have those two at the top because they're unified champion, lineal WBC champion. Then you got Dillian, who is the mandatory #1. So it would be in that kind of order. You know what I mean? So it's just interesting times, man. I just want to see all these guys fight each other. I want my bro to get his opportunity to fight and show the world that he can prove himself, speak it and into existence, believe it, and go out there and smoke some of them mothers and see what pops off. You get me?
I just watched the interview with Dillian, you know, and he was talking about being the world boxing champion and the world UFC champion, you know, at the same time. Mm-hmm. That'll be a good. That'll be good, you know.
That'd be good for boxing. That'd be good for boxing. That'd be good for the UK as well. If we could, you know, cross over, you know, like Mayweather did and slap our boy over this, like he slapped with Conor, and him to get a title and then go on and win a world title. That would be amazing. That would be so history defining but you know, but it's a big feat and he needs to obviously concentrate on one at a time. But let's see I'm sure if the opportunity arose, things was the puzzles was steps was in the right time and the right place, not looking past Povetkin, but he's got to fight him. And then if he was going to do that interim, then so it would be, or after he's maybe fought for a world title. I don't know, but obviously him and his team are, you know, would probably know a bit more. And obviously they're over there, so I'm only hearing the same when he's talking about what we're hearing on the news. So, but like I said, listen, it would be great anyway when it all goes, you know, goes that way, or if it goes that way. But it's still interesting listening because there's some good fights. You got in Ghana, you got Stipe, you got that Blake, you've got Derek, the little monster man, Derek Lewis. He's a monster, bro. And you got Cormier, who's there just for the minute. But listen, there is some absolute beasts in UFC. You know what I mean? So in terms of boxing, he will be right at the top of that chain of those boys. But then obviously they're going to probably look to take him down and try and see what his floor game's saying. So, you know.
You know Eddie Earn, yeah? He was talking about how some sports, they won't be able to survive, you know, this down period, you know, financially, and they'll go into extinction. You know, if that happened in boxing, would that really bother you?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm a big fan of boxing. I love boxing. Obviously, at the minute, for small show promoters, it's going to be a very difficult and slippery slope because financially they can't cope and compete with the likes of BT Sports, Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn, Matchroom and stuff like that. So they're saying Goodwin and the other smaller guys, they're not potentially going to be able to do any small shows until next year. They don't envision any small shows until next year, March, which is going to be really detrimental to boxers who are on the come up, who, you know, make money off themselves fighting and trying to push their dream and so on. It's going to be shattering because do they have the mental toughness to sit on the side and keep training, saying, well, I've got to train 2-3 times a day for the next 9 months, knowing that I'm not fighting? Do I keep that hunger and desire? You know what I mean? It's tricky for them. But only time will tell. Hopefully in the next few weeks we'll see, and I believe that things will loosen up a little bit, and it'll allow, you know, us to see what the next steps are. Yesterday they had that lightweight fight in Nicaragua. There was a few other fights on and around the world. So I believe UFC's got a fight on May the 9th. I believe in the next few weeks things will open up. By the end of May we should hear something, or mid-May we'll hear something. And then I got a feeling that old Matchroom, old fast cars there, he'll be over there sorting out a few shows shortly. So we'll know where we are.
People talk about shows behind closed doors.
That's the one. That's the way forward.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, some people have said that. I think Dillian said it the other day in an interview that it's going to make a big difference, you know, because he likes having his friends there and his family there. Yeah,
the atmosphere, friends, family. Yeah, that's going to make a difference. But he's in a good position because he's a pay-per-view fighter, so it will probably do even better numbers for him. You know what I mean? The likes of Joshua, it won't affect those kind of elite level guys. It's the guys under them that it will really mainly affect, you know?
But I'm saying, like, you know, I've seen a few spars in the gym, you know, like behind closed doors that have been entertaining, you know, to watch. So I think it could work, you know, if the fight's good.
Yeah.
I don't think the crowd reaction and responses is necessarily needed, you know, to make a fight interesting.
Yeah.
I've seen some good spars, man.
What's the best spar you've seen in the England gym?
Probably Kell Brook versus Junior Witter. You know, when Junior was a world champion. That was fire, man. Junior's underrated, man. I'm telling you. People have kind of forgotten about him, haven't they? He's got like 2,000 followers, you know, on Instagram. So
that's what happened.
When I saw him,
he was a different era. He was a different time. He was good at his time when he was coming through. Who is he with? Maloney or probably Frank Warren, whoever he was with. And it's a different time era. So now, obviously, we've got a new generation, a new crop